What's up, metalheads? It's great to be back. This is Eric of the Metal Block. We're on season 3 already, episode 22. Damn. So guess what I got today? This band, the Glamour Punks. Glamour Punks, the Glamour Punks. I'm going to ask them about that. Is it the Glamour Punks or Glamour Punks? Because, like Scorpions, or this people say the Scorpions, but it's supposed to be Scorpions anyway. We'll get into that. What does he mean? What's he talking about? Yes, I got Mickey Lord, the guitar player, the original guitar player and co-founder of Glamour Punks. This band was very influential, still is to this day, on the Hollywood Sunset Strip. When my band Will-O-Wisp first moved to Hollywood in 1990, and we lived in our car for a while, just sort of getting to know the scene and seeing all these bands and stuff everywhere. They were the ones that stuck out the most. I mean, their pictures, their image and everything, but we saw their flyers everywhere. Everyone talked about them. Everybody wanted to party with them. Everyone wanted to be them, So I caught up with Mickey Lord. We got each other on Facebook and everything. And so, yeah, they got a show coming up in June, a reunion show with all original members. And we're going to get into all that. And we're going to get into the history of the Glamour Punks and all that good stuff, and talk about the music and his guitars and all that good stuff. So we're going to get into it right after this on the Metal Block.
Welcome, headbangers, to the Metal Block. Here is your host, Eric.
Welcome, Mickey Lord. Glamour Punks. Is it the Glamour Punks or Glamour Punks? Because you know how there's Scorpions and the Scorpions. I always say the Glamour Punks, but then I see on the logo, there used to be on the old logo, like this one in here.
There's logos with the Glamour Punks.
Yeah, and then there's the
logo with Glamour Punks.
Yeah, just Glamour Punks.
So I think Glamour Punks is more, accurate.
Yeah. Seems like it. Because everyone says the Scorpions. No, it's just Scorpions. You can't help it saying the in there sometimes, So
yeah, and also, by saying we're Glamour Punks, it means like we're Glamour Punks. Like we
are what we are. We're Glamour Punks.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
And
you're the Mickey Lord of Glamour Punks.
Yes. Eric, it's an honor to be with you.
You too, man.
You're doing such a great job on your program, man.
Oh, thank you, brother.
People need to know, get the credit.
Yeah. Try to, get people aware of, like, not only bands from the past, but stuff that's going on now. Like, I'm always trying to educate people on, I hear people say, oh, there's no good music out there. Rock is dead. Metal is dead. It's like, there's a whole sea of new stuff out there. You just got to look for it,
There's tons of artists that self-produce. They don't have to deal with, all the industry. And they are fucking angry, hungry. They are fired, and it's cool to see that.
It's a sea of madness, and that's what I was thinking. Like, we don't have record labels or radio stations telling people what to listen to now. Now you could just discover new music and new talent just by scrolling around, whether they're signed or unsigned, and that's the beauty of it. So when you guys first formed the Glamour Punks, it was you and who else? And did you always have, when you first started when you came up with the name, or what brought the marriage of the genre of punk to, like, the overtop glam look that you guys had? Because I don't think anyone was doing it at that time, right?
Yeah, well, I can honestly assess that Mandy was like the sole creator, because he came already figured out.
Mandy, the singer, right? Yeah, Mandy Punk. Yeah. He's in the middle there. Yeah.
Left, and we, as separate, and we all knew, like, Flighty Hooker, me, Jason Schizo, who replaced me, Daisy Damager replaced Stacy Chemical. All these guys, they had this really focused idea on either mix glam and punk, or join the band that was the punk. So Mandy and Fly were already together.
Yeah.
And then I get to Hollywood, and one night I go into whiskey, and then Mandy comes up to me with Fly and says, "Are you a guitar player?" I says, "Yes, I am." And he says, "Well, we're going to start a band called the Glamour Punks." And it blew my mind, because that's exactly what I want to do. I come from the East Coast, where there was a great thrash scene, a great
Uh-huh.
metal scene, a great speed metal scene, and
Yeah.
also a great rock glam scene. And I was always thinking, we should mix both of them.
Uh-huh.
It was at a time where everybody wants to be Guns N' Roses, and I was like, fuck no, I don't want to be Guns N' Roses #2.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that right there was the flash connection, and
That
then
makes sense.
there we put we started writing songs together
Mm-hmm.
as a trio. Then our first bass player, Stacy Chemical, joined a few months after, and it snowballed from there. We started playing Whiskey's No Bozo Jams on Mondays,
Yeah. So
and
just sort of building up your crowd at that time. Like, so what was, do you have any memories of your very first gig with them and what it was like? What was the reception like from the audience or?
I remember, I vividly remember our first No Bozo Jam, our first public appearance.
Uh-huh.
We were so, I mean, we were such midgets, like clueless midgets. What I remember is we kicked in Antisocial Child, and at the end of the song, there's Antisocial Child,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the last one, after the last one, we all went
Oh yeah. Cool.
for that, and then the crowd just went nuts, and it was so cheesy, but
Yeah, yeah.
we had this thing like, okay, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Like, ah!
Cool.
that I remember vividly.
Was that your first? Was that your first time at the whiskey, playing the whiskey or anything? Or
First time ever,
yeah,
and first time with our first time with the Glamour Punks.
that's what it was like. Especially like when our band moved there. Like when we finally started playing those No Bozo jams. Because we lived in our car for a while and we felt like we already made it. Like, well, we're already on the stage that Motley Crue was on and the Doors, and so like, fuck it, we don't need anything else after that.
There, of course, there's something very mystical and very magical about playing
Yeah,
because all the history that went there, and I mean, and also what's cool about the whiskey, it's pretty much accessible to everyone and anyone.
yeah, it was beautiful. It's all ages. We used to hate playing the 21 and over clubs because it's like, people with their arms folded and
You know,
barely 10 people in there.
it's not like, okay, I want to play the Dodger Stadium. Like that's a little bit, that's a bit far.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
whiskey a go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's the whiskey. That's it.
And it's funny that you said that like you had that idea of marrying punk with glam, and like that's what our band was like. We were like, because we always played kind of thrash speed metal covers and stuff of when we first started doing covers, but we had a glam image and we thought, hey, are we the only kind of glam band that's playing speed metal or thrash and most like prog, because our songs are like 12 minutes long most of the time. And so we always had that vision as well. And that's kind of cool that you guys did that as well with the punk and the glam. And then so like as far as like, so how long did you stay in the band until like how long were you in Glamour Punks before you left?
I played from 88 till 91.
Okay, yeah.
And or 90, I don't know. It was 2 years for sure. 88 to something. I played until the band got locally really big.
Yeah.
By the time, like Daisy joined the band.
Yeah. How long did it take for you guys to build like a following where like to where you guys were like when you were in the band, like after that first gig, like how long was it before you were actually starting
I would
packing in?
I would say we played quite a long time.
Yeah.
Doing No Bozo jams, like climbing up the ladder on
Yeah.
prime time. So
Hmm.
30, 11:30 midnight, and then we stayed at midnight.
Yeah.
Prime time at the time on Monday night, and we played there for quite a while. But what was noticeable is there was also like with the rock and the glam crowd also joined a lot of outcasts.
Oh yeah.
Society's outcast people were, and then people start slamming.
Yeah, yeah. That's when
That was not seen in a long time. And you have to understand, this is 1988,
yeah.
where the scene is dying and everybody wants to be crowd pleasers. And
Yep.
there was no way, you could even possibly imagine having a band that would have, constant go like as a crowd slamming.
Yeah, yeah.
And just come on stage and fucking flip people off.
Uh-huh.
That
Like
was
just a real punk show, but like fucking glam and
so we did that for a while.
yeah.
Um,
Because think about it, like I mean, you had like in the '80s, you had all the Rats and the Motley Crues and the Van Halens, and then they took off and everything. And I guess there was like probably a little bit of a lull of bands sort of like dying out, like you were saying. And all of a sudden, here comes this band, Glamour Punks, with this crazy outrage, like more outrageous looking than Motley Crue ever was, or any of those bands. And then the music that you played, which was so different than those kind of bands as well, you know. And yeah, that had to be incredible.
it was it was surreal,
Yeah.
and it was going really fast. Um, like I said, as soon as like Stacy left, and then enter Dizzy right away. But this
Hmm.
comes with these side stage drops. He comes with the idea of having Punk Rock Dave,
Oh,
uh,
yeah. He was
you
always
know,
in a straitjacket, right?
the guy, the band's best friend, coming
Yeah.
out and singing, like screaming back vocals in a straight jacket in a cage. It was so that when we got like we passed from Nobozo Jam Gladiators to like Roxy headliners and big club headliners.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
went really quick, and we did a lot of that for a long time. And I think we talked about this before. Like we dealt with it two different ways. Like whereas me and Fly would between the shows just retrieve, just to breathe and try to just comprehend what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Where Mandy to just indulge in everything that
Yeah.
like a popular band, partying and create chaos. And that's
Yeah.
both I think both ways of dealing with it is fine. But like I said, it was a fast ride.
Yeah. That's how it was with our band. Like my drummer would always, he'd just go off. He didn't care about partying or nothing, but I was the one got there to, partaking in all the glamorous stuff and the cocaine and the drugs and the, and the alcohol and just whatever. But yeah, I mean,
That was part of it.
it's funny because when I talk to people today, being an alcohol and drug counselor, and sometimes my clients ask me what I used to do, and I tell them about it. Well, I was addicted too. I was in a band in Hollywood, caught up in the party scene, and almost every one of them says, "Well, I guess that just comes with the lifestyle." It's like even they know that being in a band in LA, you're probably going to most likely be a drug addict or an alcoholic of some sort. And I think like guys like D. Snyder and like those, they're really crazy on stage and don't even never touch alcohol or whatever. It's like, and so I didn't know about that till afterwards. I thought, well, you mean I could have been a great frontman and crazy without all the drugs and alcohol, because I thought I was already good at it as it was, So
Right, right.
not
Well,
being,
and especially if you're starting to have a success,
Mhm.
the access to alcohol and drugs is so humongous.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
so there, and it's so easy to get addicted to all that stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. So when we first moved to Hollywood in '90, that's when we first started seeing about you guys, hearing about you guys. I just remember it was all about Glamour Punks. All the people we'd party with or hang out with is like, you got to see the Glamour Punks. You got to meet them. They all wanted to be you. They wanted to meet with you. They wanted to party with you guys. And I noticed it was like you guys were kind of always fighting with other bands. Sometimes I think that was always some kind of an event, like when people were like, yeah, Glamour Punks is going at it with so and so, and and you'd always hear about some kind of controversy in that way.
Well,
Do you remember any of that?
I was the Mandy and Dizzy. Mandy was the first brawler
Yeah, the brawlers, right?
so, and it's okay because
That's what made it exciting to me. I mean, it made it that's
yeah,
rock and roll right there,
yeah. And and I know there was this thing, this not this aura, but there was this thing about I know about me, like,
Mhm.
and I don't want to sound conceited in any way. I'm just saying that, like, I kept like a secret, some sort of secrecy around my aura, and people would be very curious, like, where's he
Yeah,
from? Like, who's he dating? Like,
yeah, you were like the
it,
mystery one.
and and I think the mystique or the like the strange
Mhm.
individual, and then yeah, Fly was completely antisocial and completely like,
Yeah, yeah,
and people like that.
hmm
Like all different personality. I mean, there was four personas in
yeah.
and like when Dizzy joined, it was like four distinct personas.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh
What
yeah.
what about songwriting? When you guys got into songwriting, like writing your songs, was there a lot of disagreements on where to go, or was it more like we're just having a good time, we're sitting around, and someone's popping up, like you would pop out a riff, and Mandy would join in? Like, how did that work with you guys?
we Me and Bandy, like always, like when we started writing song together, it just came on like
Just
magically.
like natural, huh?
So it's him coming up with either lines, vocal lines or melody, and I would come
Hmm.
on or over it, or I would
Yeah.
come, something, and but then Fly would hear us, and then he knew what to put
Yeah.
together. So it was always like that. And then like, because me and Mandy were and Fly were the main songwriters and
Hmm.
working the songs together. But then Dizzy came in, and
Yeah.
this, clear cut, ability to write anthems.
Okay.
So he came in with this, like this other way of writing to like provoke like some sort of statement, like angry statement, like
Yeah. Yeah. So he
and
brought in the kind of
we,
the angst or the
yeah,
anarchy kind of.
yeah, we were more gore. I mean, because of our background, I think we were more geared towards like writing hit songs, and
Yeah.
but his mix like came in, and we didn't much disagree on that. That's not the part we disagree, because since we all were focused on creating the music that
Hmm.
we wanted to, that we liked, and and we also knew that there's one thing we were very adamant about is what we didn't want to be,
Yeah.
what we didn't want to look like. Like we were always bitching
Uh
about
huh.
this band or this band. We said we're not going to be like these guys, neither these guys, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's like so the songwriting went very very good,
That's cool.
or the songwriting,
Did you record like little demos? Like, I would imagine back then we all had like 4 tracks or 8 tracks, to sort of record demos and then go into the studio afterwards. And yeah.
yeah. I hate recording demos.
Yeah.
The only time I enjoy is when Johnny Love from Love Hate produces us. That was the only time I really enjoyed, because he knew what he was doing. He understood,
Yeah.
what made the Glamour Punks sound, and that's it. And I would like to have that experience, again. Uh,
Hmm.
and magically enough, and surprisingly enough, and just gratefully enough, like Johnny is gonna be our sound man for the set.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Kick ass.
And gonna come to rehearsal. He wants to make sure we sound the best. And
Yeah. So tell me about that. So you guys got this show coming up
yeah,
June 1st. Blackboard Jungle. I remember those guys. I remember
yeah,
Swinging Things. I don't remember Blacklist. Is that the band Blacklist Dawn? They must be
Black.
new. Okay. And then that's you guys, Glamour Punks at
Okay,
the Viper Room.
yeah,
At,
okay. So now I got a very important message to those who are coming to the show with a ticket. That's
okay.
very important that you pay attention, fans out there or friends out there. Okay, we are going on at
9 p.m.
9 p.m. That means if you want to see us and have the best seat or the best place in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
show up between 7 and 7:30.
Yeah.
Because after that, while the first band's going to be playing on, there's going to be a line around the block.
Yeah.
I confirmed that. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I can
So
see that. Yeah.
that's what I want to say to the people who are coming to see specifically us. Some people think we're going to go on at 11 midnight. It's 9 o'clock, guys. 9 o'clock. I can't be
9 p.m.
more clear than that.
So get there early. Get there around what? 7:30, 7:45, 7.
Oh no, between 7 and 7:30. I think
7 to
so
7.
there before that. I believe that.
Yeah.
And they want to be right in front. That I know.
Mm-hmm.
Already sold out. You know what I mean? Like, and there's gonna be a line while we're playing.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's what's gonna happen.
What's the capacity of Viper Room? I remember it's not a big club. It's big, but it's not like the whiskey big, right?
And
Yeah.
like I said, I don't want to sound any like arrogant or cocky or conceited. That has been confirmed to me by production.
Yeah. I
So
believe it.
I'm not talking off my head. I'm talking facts, and I'm hoping that the people that really want to come and see us get that opportunity to show
Yeah.
up.
What's the lineup? What's the lineup of this Glamour? It's the original lineup. Of course, there's been many band members in the group over the years, but who's it going to be on stage with you tonight? That night,
Well, obviously,
Mandy, yeah,
and then Fly to Hooker,
Fly to Hooker,
drummer,
mm-hmm.
the best drummer in the world.
Yeah,
It'll be me, and we are the core. Like we always been the core. Like
yeah,
or like the music, the writing, and then again, because I don't want to piss Mandy, like the bass is very important. You know, it's the backbone. We need that.
Yeah.
This time we have someone who fits the shoes.
Okay.
Ali Punk.
Ali
And
Punk. Okay.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
and
good. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Ali go way back, and Ali is a pretty talented, really talented bass player,
yeah,
and crazy as fuck. He's still crazy as a crazy motherfucker.
solid bass player, prepared for like we're gonna rip the stage, as you know, like
Yeah.
you know we I think we were, I mean, we're fortunate enough to, you know, maintain a certain image. I'm not saying that, you know, but like, I mean, Mandy has
Yeah. I
fucking
saw he has dreads now. Like, really
yes,
cool.
dreadlocks. So is Ali.
Yeah. Ali's always got the dreads. Yep.
Tattooed from head to toe.
Yeah.
I
And you still look cool. Yeah.
have this sick fucking pirate look.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And, and like we're not going to try to look like when we were 20. Like,
Yeah. And anyone expecting that would be like, you're delusional if you think your band's gonna look like the old days.
this is it.
It's the modern look, and it's glamour punks today.
I have fucking teased hair, a little bit of makeup, and
Yeah.
that's it. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna wear ripped jeans and the ripped fucking tank top, and
Exactly. You're still
that's
gonna look cool. It's all about stage presence and you know
gonna be about the music.
the music and the stage presence.
We're there for the music. It's not about the personas anymore. It's not about
Hmm.
the. It's about celebrating the music. I cannot put more emphasis on that
Yeah.
because that's what that's what's making us play together again after 35 years of not being together.
Yeah, and I would imagine you guys had a pretty big catalog to choose from for your set list. Is there songs you can say now that you guys are going to play that fans should expect? Maybe
Yeah,
a couple.
the classics.
Okay.
Like I'm talking Roach Motel. I'm talking
Yeah.
Child. I'm talking Bad Attitudes.
Yeah.
Talking Nasty. You know, and
Hmm.
a couple. You know, some of the songs we decided I don't want to. You know.
Yeah, you don't want to give away the whole set. You gotta have a little bit element of surprise there.
Yeah, but what we're really, I would say, proud. We're really happy. We're going to be able to present a brand new song we wrote.
Nice. Okay.
And it's in the honor of Schizo,
Yeah.
Dizzy Damage,
Hmm.
Strange,
Strange. Yeah.
Punk Rock Dave, who, you know, who were part of Glamour Punks at some point,
The
and
fallen heroes of glamour punks, right?
that's an idea I had, like I'd say, close to 4 years ago. Whenever
Hmm.
with Mandy, we started working on some stuff. First, we did a remake of Dizzy Damage, man.
Dizzy. Yeah.
Wait, Punk Rock Dave and
There's
Jay.
a schizo Jason.
Oh,
I couldn't find any pictures of Strange. I was trying to.
it's okay. They
Yeah.
look the same, but
I remember Strange. He was such a cool guy. I remember everyone at parties would be parties, and he was kind of always quiet. All you see was his teeth and his big red lips and his hair all in his face, and yeah,
right.
yeah,
So I was very like I knew I wanted to do a reunion. I've been wanting to have this reunion with original members for years,
yeah,
and I had the idea that came with, let's write a song about these guys.
yeah. I mean,
You would think, okay, well, these guys came after us, or you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I could
like
say I couldn't care less.
yeah, like these are guys who replaced us, and da.
I really don't. And so I said, let's write something. It started with, I wanted to be called R.I.P., but I didn't want it to be like rest in peace kind of thing. So
Yeah.
juggled around. I had some lyrics. Manny had some lyrics. Then he came up with the rest in power. It's gonna be called Power.
Yeah.
So then the song snowballed to, we had one version, another version, and then we came to finish a definite version that we're going to be playing on June 1st. That's gonna be very cool.
Yeah.
One thing I want to add, okay?
Hmm.
Because I really want to pay a small tribute to Schizo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying that because he was an outstanding guitar player.
Yep.
He had big shoes to fill in when I left, and let me did a fucking good job.
Yeah.
He was so underrated because I know Dizzy. That's what Dizzy wanted. They wanted to sound a little bit more posse metal, that kind of stuff, and then they, I think it underestimated, Jason's talent. Like he was a brilliant guy. He had these crazy ideas. This guy was physically fit. Okay. Something. I don't know where my guitar pick. Anyways, like he's like where I play more like wrist.
Yeah.
This guy was a fucking whaler.
Just like fucking
like that.
All
you have to be physically fit, and Jason was. Schizo was, and when I heard him in some interviews, he was at home recording some stuff. Then that's when I realized. Well, I already knew there was something about him, but then that's when I realized like he took the task like so seriously.
Yeah. So, I can't remember what year it was, but I remember going over because I used to hang out with Allie a lot, and Allie was living with Schizo for a little bit, I think, and I think it might have been Schizo, Allie, and Mandy living together in an apartment. But I remember going over there and I met Schizo, and he was a really nice guy, super cool guy. I remember hearing him dinking around on his guitar, just without it plugged in, and I'm like, damn, he's actually damn good, because when I'm a guitar player myself, I'm all into the technical stuff sometimes, and sometimes when you think of glam pop, you don't think of him as very technical, but he was actually he was doing some pretty cool stuff on it. I was like, okay, this guy can play,
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I remember him being just really super cool. And
so I want to give credit to his credit is due,
Yeah. And so it's called Rest in Power is the new song.
Rest in Power.
Rest in Power, Peace, and Punk.
Well,
guys.
It's going to be more a Rest in Power, Die Young.
Ready. Die Young, yeah.
Die Young, Stay Ready. That's the...
Nice, yeah. I like that. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. So I would hope that people's going to probably record the show on their cell phones. We're going to see some YouTube footage since I can't be there. I'll have to catch it on YouTube, hopefully. And
and I will. I like to, shout out to all the people who are going to be filming on their phone.
Yeah.
Please release it right after the set is done. There's all over the world, who wished
they could be there.
Tons of texto, tons of emails. We get people like, I wish I was there, in Greece, Warsaw, a lot of
especially Japan. I know you guys had a big Japan following. A lot of Japanese girls were coming to Hollywood. The first thing they wanted to do, where's Glamour Punks? Show us where Glamour Punks is.
And I understand, you cannot film a whole thing just in one shot and release it. It'd be too big.
Yeah.
Do it. But if people can record a song, release it, put it on YouTube, as many people who will do that, it will create also the people will be able to see.
It'll go viral. Yeah. And I've seen some pretty good fan cam of full concerts. Like I still watch them. Like I watched Judas Priest, the other day. It was shot really well. It was a full show, and so there is some pretty good quality fan. They're probably even better than watching it live sometimes, because when you're watching a concert live, it sometimes is really loud and muddy, But then so I watch it on YouTube. I'm like, okay, that's the show I just saw,
And obviously, for those who will have, who are supposed or planning on having professional cameras, and they need to get a clearance from the Viper Room to do so.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to shout out to I know people interested, and they're working on it. Obviously.
Yeah. Are you guys considering filming it for yourselves, just to have it as far as maybe release it later on as a streaming or a Blu-ray or something? Or
I cannot confirm because I don't really know.
Yeah, that would be cool if you could.
But what I do know is there should be a recording, from the sound,
Are you hinting that there might be a Glamour Punks live album coming out soon? That would be cool.
I'm not hinting that because we don't now to that stage yet. I don't think so. We would have to have played a couple of times before doing that.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That's my opinion. And then again, it could sound really good. No, I think the next logical step as far as recordings is to be able to record an official album.
Yeah.
With all the songs and do it, in in a more modern, not modern sound, but do it,
Yeah. Just re-record them and all the classic, maybe throw in a couple new ones, and
because
especially
we have matured in some way, like in endurance. Like I used to just barely sing back vocals. Like now I can scream back vocals like nobody's. Like I'm not saying that again, but I can belch
oh yeah.
compared to before.
Hey,
Say
if you can own it, man, don't shy away.
here's some belching to
Yeah.
okay. Let me just tell you that because I'm ready. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that for quite a while. And Fly, I mean, when he sent us an excerpt of him, like warming up for
Yeah.
his show, warming up on his drums and start playing some stuff. Dude, I was like, holy,
He's like a badass, huh?
in pounds, like he's a fucking thunderous machine, and I'm just like, fuck, I could not have, I wouldn't want anybody backing my butt on that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy also, like, he also evolved, with his style, his voice.
Yeah, I saw that he has like kind of a side project called Old Man.
Crawford, he does a
Yeah,
lot.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that gives him this, this what can I say? Anyways, he's got the full
Yeah.
palette, kind of
Mhm.
voice, and and I think we're going to sound and present ourselves like if we had been playing for all these years,
Yeah,
like now.
you already have it in your vision. It's already locked
Yeah,
in. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
yeah. I think we're gonna, we're not gonna pretend and try to be like we were when we were 20s, but I think we're gonna be
Yeah.
playing
How much
like
rehearsal is gonna happen before the show?
that's been playing for a long time
Hmm.
together. I really think that.
Yeah. How much rehearsal is going in before the show? You guys gonna get at least a couple of days in, a weekend, or
We're thinking rehearsing for 3 days,
okay,
like
nice.
2 days straight, one off, another like Monday, Tuesday, or that week,
Yeah.
Wednesday off, Thursday we rehearse again, Friday off, and then the show on Saturday.
Now at a secret location, though, right? Because you don't want those fans showing up and banging on that door. Let us in.
I'll be honest, I don't think it's gonna happen. I,
Yeah.
like during the week, like people are working, people are.
Yeah.
I think, and also again, like it's for the event. It's a built-in event for years. It's the people from the scene that used to be on the scene.
Hmm.
Like it's like almost like Jamie's crap, who's at the end of the production night show. Jamie's doing a fucking awesome job, by the way.
Nice.
He really described me like it's like a high school reunion, but with the people back in the scene in 89 to 91.
Yeah.
Or before the Seattle wave came in, like it's
Crazy to think. It's crazy to think that was like 30 years ago, right?
I don't think people are gonna try to find where we're saying that kind. I don't think we're that level.
Yeah.
And it's it's gonna happen on the Saturday night.
Yeah. How long were you on the Sunset Strip for before I always call it the Big Bang when Nirvana came and all of a sudden it kind of just disappeared. Like, do you have any crazy memories from the Sunset Strip days? Or were you one that hung out a lot, like with everyone else? Like, 'cause we were all out there passing out flyers, getting drunk, and going to Errol Flynn's parties.
No,
happened
you would have to talk to Mandy about that.
yeah. I remember we'd be on the strip and someone would be like, Glamour Punks is partying at Errol Flynn's, and everybody would just leave and go follow him up there. And,
I said like just Mandy and Daisy are going there.
yeah. That's pretty much we'd get there and it was them and everyone just wanted to be around. It was so cool.
So fucking secretive and sad, whatever.
Yeah. That's good though. Tell me about that guitar. You were talking about this guitar that you're gonna be playing at the reunion show.
Yeah, this one. Actually, what I'm
Got your name on it too, huh?
look, listen, it's a crazy story. Can you show the headstock? Okay.
Yeah.
I brought this guitar.
Mickey Lord Custom.
Tell you the price you wouldn't even believe, okay?
Uh-huh.
Built, I would say 30, 40 years ago, by this guy called, and I asked him, like, what name do you want me to put on the headstock? If you put the headstock back, sorry.
No, I'll keep it.
Just put Giovanni D. I said, okay. So I'll do my Mickey Lord custom one built by Giovanni D. And it was a joint effort because I put all the decoration. Like if you show the other picture, like I put the mirror tele pick guard. I did
Yeah.
I did the
Looks
neck
like
the
yeah, it
neck
looks like black tape on the frets or something. Is that black electric tape on the frets or no?
on the no, it's actually nail polish.
Oh, nail polish. Oh, cool.
Brush, and it's brushed, so it
Yeah.
just it doesn't make it, and I have visual blocks on the side, and
Yeah.
and you got this one volume only and the kill switch.
Uh-huh.
But it's a kill switch and a humbucker, and it's got a Gibson bridge.
Oh,
So
I
I
see that. Yeah.
the best of both worlds. Okay, this log weight like an old Les Paul,
Yeah.
and it feels like an old Les Paul, but it's got the shape. It's got the thickness of a Deli or an old Gibson,
Yeah.
and it's got the Strat shape and the Strat neck, but it's a fat neck.
Yeah.
Fucking bitching, and it's exactly what I need because it's got tuning stability. I'll be able to fucking beat the shit out of this one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Stay in tune the
Yeah, it
whole.
looks nice. I like the wood look. It's weird, like when I glance it from a distance, it almost has a Telecaster look, but it's not even like. But it's not. It's a Strat, but it's like when I glance at it, it's like I thought it was a Telecaster at first. And like,
Yeah, because I put the tele pickup.
yeah, that's what makes it look like
It
that.
doesn't have a second pickup. This is
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a mirage.
Hmm. That's
That
cool.
one
Sounds great. I bet, huh? Sounds good. I would imagine.
It sounds yeah.
What you got on the side of the ear? Like, what are those guitars?
I'm gonna have Johnny lend me backup, Johnny,
Okay.
because I don't want to, like this one that that you got there. I don't mind, playing with it and leave it there, because I bring it back with me. I want to
Yeah.
leave family, but I like this model too, though.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's more of a Strat setup.
Is that a Fender brand or is that the same guy that did?
Yeah, it's a Japanese Strat. Then
Okay.
again, the whole job on, do the fret
Yeah.
visual blocks. But what's interesting about this setup is it's got only two pickups.
Okay.
Have like bridge, middle, and neck pickup. I took the bridge out and only have the bridge and neck pickup.
Yeah.
So that's one starter. And here I have the volume, I have the tone, and the middle one is a blender. For those who knows about what blender is that everybody knows that in the Stratocaster you cannot have in the switch position you cannot have the bridge and the neck engaged together. The only way you can do that is to blend them in with a special soldering circuit, which gives a fatter sound to the bridge pickup.
Yeah.
I configure this the pickup switch like a kill switch.
Okay.
So
it kills the sound.
But I can have whatever position. I can have this one alone, this one alone, and then I can engage both of them with blending them in. So unique setup.
And so you do all that yourself, right? All the tech stuff, and yeah.
I did something that was called, like a pukey kind of thing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've been playing for like 35 years. I still can't even change my own strings. It's like
I was the same. And I would bring my guitar to the luthier, and I'll be like, you do this, do that. I want this, I want that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing that next week with my guitar, my Jackson.
But when I start playing electric guitar again, there's all these tutorial on YouTube about how to modify your Strat, modify your guitars, and then I start getting really into it. And I did a lot of custom work. I did a lot of guitars for me according to my specs. So I did, and now for the show, I had all these experience of trials and errors and trials guitars, So now I'm ready to, do a build successful in one shot.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really proud of, building my own, finishing building my own guitar for the show. And so that's what I'm really proud of.
How old were you when you first started playing? Did you have a defining moment? Like me, for my defining moment, I was 15. I saw Ozzy in '84 and Jakey Lee. Seeing him on stage, I said, I got to play guitar. I want to be a guitar player. Was there anybody like that for you when you first started? What was it? Or who was it?
fan.
Who?
I was a huge Kiss fan.
Nice. Yeah.
Really, and I
Ace
like
Frehley.
I like Paul Stanley a lot. That's
Mm-hmm.
what got me one play guitar with. He was really flashy and all that kind of stuff. But then, as a lead guitar player, Ace Frehley was my
Ace Frehley. Yeah.
influence. And then later on, I started to appreciate, Mick Mars' weird sound when the Too Fast for Love era and
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
weird
Uh-huh.
and all these weird
Yeah. Yeah, such a killer tone too.
yeah, tone and the harmonics he used on Live Wire, that kind of stuff. Like I came in, and I secretly adore Zakk Wylde.
Oh yeah, okay. Is your guilty pleasure?
Dimebag Darrell, like,
yeah.
and especially Dimebag because he had that punk thrash tone.
Yeah.
You know, and
I mean, just a nice tone. I mean, it's heavy, but so precise. Like, his playing is so precise.
Later on, I discovered that for the Glamour Punks stuff,
yeah,
I realized that, like, I listened to a lot of old guitar players. I realized that without even knowing it, that Chuck Berry I was playing a lot of the rock and roll licks.
Oh yeah, like the double stops and everything. Yeah.
So I would, people ask me, what do you think you'd be across today? Well, I think I'm across between, Chuck Berry, Ace Frehley, Mick Mars, and Dimebag.
Yeah.
I always think these four guys, whenever I write a song or solo, it's these four guys I have in mind.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a big Blackmore fan. Like I try to always get that Blackmore feel, like Richie Blackmore feel in my playing. And
oh yeah,
I love his vibrato. It's just so. I mean, he's such an asshole from what I understand from people, but I think that's what I like him more about because he's such an asshole, but so good on guitar. Like I wouldn't want to hang out with the guy, but I love listening to him.
Usually, it's known that the more talented you are,
the bigger asshole you are, right?
So I'm glad, I'm like somewhere in the between because
same here.
We all have our moments where we don't take shit from anyone, and we stand for what we believe in, and we get respected. But what's the point,
Yeah, very true.
Of being arrogant, if you're in this business to at least make people feel better with your music or influence other people or have an impact on someone's life.
Yeah,
if you're being a dick on top of it, that's not very cool.
Yeah, but I always say like making it to me is like when it's not about. I mean, I guess making it would be like, oh yeah, you've got thousands of people in your crowd, or you got a big audience and you're selling millions of records. But to me, I think it's if you touch one or two people, like with your music, like someone writes you or messages you or comes up to you and says, hey, I really like what you did and you really impacted my life with it. To me, that's making it. Like whether it's just one or two people that and I've had that happen to me before. I'm thinking, wow, this feels like making it more than getting that big record deal in the sky, and yeah.
Well, there's two things separate. I mean, as far as like my vision of things, I mean, if you want to do this to make a living, first it has to become a lifestyle.
Yep.
As far as playing, practicing, people would otherwise they're fucking fool. They're liars.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. You want to become good, even good at playing the simplest stuff. It's a lifestyle of practicing. First, you have to have also some sort of fucking head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
For doing business and be able to be successful at generating revenues so you can live off your music.
Exactly.
There's that part where back then we were used to that, record deal era. So there was this thing, people were mixing record deal with making a living.
Yeah.
Or record deal and ascensions to stardom, like immediate stardom because you get a record deal. That's not how it is.
Nope.
So that's the first part. And I think, and you will hear it from many musicians, many guys who are successful, and those who last. Sometimes we call them sellout, and it's okay, but they're not sellouts. They will tell you.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up, I breathe, sleep, shit my stuff, and I do it because I could not do anything else. That's what I like to do, and
Mhm.
I want to give somebody something back of what I got.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
bring
also,
people in with you. I think that's one of the reasons we had such a strong connection with the crowd is because we were fucking pissed off. We
yeah.
were off everything, and people understood that we were taking them in
Mm,
or flipping off.
yes.
That's what it was. I really believe that.
Yeah. What do you think it was that I think we talked about this earlier when we had our phone call. Um, how bands would get that big record deal like Rat and Motley Crue. Like, what do you think it was that the reason why Glamour Punks never got that big? Was it because of the timing? Because that's when the scene started kind of changing. Especially in the '90s is when Glamour Punks was really getting the huge crowds and selling out all the clubs and making a big name. But where was the record labels then knocking on your guys' door, like, as opposed to back in the day when it would be like get signed to Epic or Atlantic or whatever, like Motley Crue or.
I see two reasons.
Mhm.
First one, it was for, and like I said, I don't want to,
'Cause you guys had the whole package. I mean, you guys had the whole package.
but I think one of the reasons is I don't think all of us was ready
Mm,
for the record deal.
yeah.
'Cause it's a thing to have a record deal. It's another thing to actually
Commit to it and
do it, get signed. Like
mhm.
when you get signed, you find out a lot of stuff about
Yeah, yeah.
laws and attorneys and that kind of stuff. And whatever.
Producers wanna change your songs around and telling you what to do
I
and
think first reason, first and foremost, I don't think we were. I don't think in the band like we did like we got close to a record deal with when we were like me, Fly, Mandy, and Dizzy. We got.
yeah.
I don't think all of us was. I don't think we were ready to actually receive or accept or just get in. See, that
Mhm,
was a photo shoot as
yeah.
a token of interest by
Mhm,
Ed Sherman at the time.
mhm,
And but I don't think we were at that state of being actually ready to
yeah.
live up to a record deal. That's the first reason.
Mhm.
Second reason, it's very simple. That's the only thing we didn't do. We didn't tour.
Didn't tour, yeah.
If we had the structure, the means to tour
Mhm,
and create the same impact we had on Hollywood, but in other cities in the United States, I think people would have picked up on it, and I
yeah.
think they would have picked up on it, and then like the old timer did,
Mhm,
Ozzy did that. A lot of bands did that. They
yeah,
toured before,
yeah.
they dropped, and then
I heard a lot of people say that, like, if you want a record deal, you gotta play a lot. You gotta be playing almost 300 days out of the year, like, whether it's on tour, like, you just gotta
okay,
be playing all the time, and management. Did you guys have management, or did you if you did have management, do you think that would have made a difference if you would have had, like, a
well,
Vicky Hamilton or something, you know?
there was like I said, there was a management interest.
Okay.
Got that photo shoot that you showed a picture on. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
but then again, I don't want to disclose the details on like
Yeah.
what and that kind of stuff but we
Mhm.
did get very close.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are meant to be, and sometimes things are just aren't,
Mhm.
and it's okay.
Yeah. And when you were on the East Coast, when you before you joined Glamour Punks, what made you move to LA? What did you have a band already, or did you, like, just say, okay, like, when was that defining moment when you said, "I need to be a rock star. I need to move to Hollywood?" What
Oh,
made you go?
I knew that pretty much when I started playing guitar. Like I played
Yeah.
guitar around 15 or 16, and by 19 I was down to Hollywood. I knew that's what I wanted to do
Yeah, yeah.
back
Gotcha.
then.
Mhm.
And then you know yeah, try to share my vision of thrash
Yeah.
and and then not being very successful at it. So
No.
that's when I said, okay, now it's time to go to the Glam Slam
Yeah, yeah.
and just go
Just go for it. Yeah.
and go for it. Yeah.
So after you left Glamour Punks, like, so what have you been doing since then? And like, did you get another band? Have you stayed active in the music industry or music scene?
I just, like I said, I stayed till '92.
Hmm.
I joined another successful, like a very successful local band. I joined Bad Blood for six
Okay.
months, and then with Bad Blood, we had management, and we had an interest, like a direct interest from Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley,
Oh yeah. Damn.
yeah, manage us and to sign us. So we did showcase for them at the Whiskey as Bad Blood. So I was the
Hmm.
rhythm guitar player. I was the second guitar player. Um, and that didn't follow through
Hmm.
for some obvious reasons, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And and then after I left Bad Blood because I didn't like the deal, the record deal offer, the
Yeah.
record
Yeah.
conditions. I didn't like it. I didn't like
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I left the band. I signed myself off, and then I played for a while with a cool band called Rough Justice for a couple.
Okay.
There we did a couple of demos, and I think one of the song demos we did, it ended up in some movie, and I don't remember. I think it was some B movie. I don't remember. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you. I can tell
Mhm.
you it's called Suicide Johnny. That I can tell you. That's the song.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we did a B movie too called Countess Dracula's Orgy of Blood.
it ended up a soundtrack movie, and I do the lead guitar on it. And then
Oh,
after,
cool.
like I said, I did the cameo for Vince Neil's video. When he got fired
Oh
from,
yeah.
was he automatically, like, he backlashed with that song. It was a kind of poppy, corny song
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for the movie Encino Man, and I did the cameo because I had the opportunity, and I dare anyone, who who used to tell me you're a sellout, you're this, you're
Yeah. I
that.
know.
Vince Neil, if you're a fucking Motley fan and Vince will ask you to be in his video, you bet you're gonna fucking get there the next day.
Exactly. Yep.
And I don't care. I don't give a shit if anyone call me a
Yeah.
sellout.
Yeah.
I remember when I was not in the band in the Glamour Punks, when the video was start to air worldwide, I would get to parties. Sometimes I'd go to parties. I'd show up, and I
Yeah.
remember Dizzy coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're a fucking sellout." And I used to tell him, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then,
It's like, damn right, I'm selling out. I'm sold out, motherfucker.
like, and I told this in another interview. Like, I got offered the rhythm guitar spot on Vince's band solo, and I
Yeah.
declined. I declined it for, again, obvious reasons, obvious business reason, not
Hmm.
but Motley's business, because
Hmm.
it's Motley, no matter where he is, no matter where he goes, and I knew
Hmm.
to get back together.
Yeah, that's
I,
true.
so after that, I just, I left LA, and then I had a career as a singer songwriter.
Oh,
And
cool.
I do completely other different stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
styles, folk, rock, blues, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then and then, like, 4 years ago, I started playing electric guitar again. Like, I was playing guitar the whole time, but 4 years
Yeah.
ago, I started to
Yeah.
rekindle electric.
You were expanding on your creativity, expanding on your, just being. That's what everyone should do as a musician instead of like just sticking to the one thing that you think you know or that you want to
Yeah,
be branded as. You got to
yeah,
have an open mind, and because that's like you said, you got to do what it takes in the music business. And as far as being in the music business, you got to like go full on. So writing different styles of music
yeah,
to might end up in the soundtrack for a Netflix series or whatever. It might not even be the style that you normally write, but you knew how to write it good because you studied songwriting, and it's one thing
yeah.
you're good at. So
Well, thank you.
mhm.
Then I start, playing electric guitar again, like 4 years ago. At first, I was like, okay, and then I started getting, a lot better.
Yeah,
And the glamour punk thing came on. Like, when we were starting to write the song "Rest in Power," that's when I realized, okay, this is it, man. This is what I really enjoy doing. And
yeah.
and
Looking
then
forward to hearing that.
rehearsing for the actual show, it was like riding a bike. And
Yeah.
I rehearsed, like every day.
Hmm.
I don't rehearse the whole set. I'll work on a solo, or I'll jam something every single. I've been doing that for like a few months now.
Nice.
I have a couple of days, I have a couple of weeks left, and I'm gonna do that till I fucking leave.
Hmm.
to LA. I'll be practicing. I'll be practicing my ass off that week over there
Yeah.
because even if it's simple, it's simple to play Glamour Punks. Really,
Yeah.
but it's how you play it that matters. And I
Yeah.
really play it like it should sound, like it should be, and
That's true.
that's it.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, that's a simple 3 chord song. It's like, yeah, but it's what you put into those 3 chords is what matters. And you can't do it the way they do it. There's no way you're going to be able to mimic how they actually perform it and how they, execute it in a way. So,
It's interesting you say that because at one point I heard an interview where, you know, Duff McKagan actually
mhm,
picked up Steve Jones' Les Paul that he used to play when he was in Sex Pistols
yeah,
through his Marshall, to Steve Jones gear, but he didn't sound like Steve Jones. But
uh,
on Steve Jones gear.
yeah,
When Brian May and Eddie Van Halen like met, they swapped, guitars and gear, and
yeah,
they were not sounding like one another.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
you could take my guitar, you can take my gear, but you'll never sound like me. Because
Yep,
it's in the fingerprints of the
yeah,
string, of the style, of the pick,
yeah.
and
That's
I
very true.
have definite style of picking that makes it different. That makes it percussive with Fly's drums, and that's
Yeah.
once you understand what you do.
Yeah, I'm a believer in like in my because I really focus on my style and my vibrato, and I always say the vibrato of a guitar player,
Yeah,
and like you said, the Emperor is like a signature, like no one else can copy it. It's like a fingerprint that no
yeah.
one else has. It's this, yeah, like you said, when you switch guys like Eddie Van Halen to Brian May, they're not going to sound like each other, no matter if they're using the same equipment. It's just
That's right. And honestly, I'll speak for myself. I was completely clueless about guitar playing back then. Like
yeah, yeah,
I
me
would
too.
play with the most lame guitars and did know from
Uh huh.
from squat, no
Yeah.
sound.
I
Uh,
just borrowed half of my guitars. Anybody, hey, you got a guitar I can borrow? Just take anything.
and when I discovered what it is, that's something you hold on to after that. When you
Yeah, yeah,
because now I can say I know what I'm doing,
yeah.
and it feels good actually.
Right. So what music is Mickey Lord listening to these days? What you have any new favorite music or bands that you've been sort of following like these days compared to what you were into back then?
I have the corniest taste in music.
Yeah. Probably like me.
I've been listening to Jerry Cantrell's solo record, Brighton,
that's that's cool. I gotta check
for
that out.
2 years. I'm listening to that on a loop.
Yeah.
Listen to Duff McKagan's new record.
Oh yeah, he's got some good stuff. Yeah.
I'm listening to, otherwise, I'm listening to a lot of Alice in Chains
Yeah.
and the new Alice in Chains with
Oh
Will.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard the new Alice in Chains yet. I gotta check them
I
out.
like
But
I like a lot of the new Alice in Chains stuff. I'll listen to the Black Keys. I'll listen to Gojira.
oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Um, if not, then I'll listen to, again, I'll listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'll listen
hmm Yeah, their
to
last album was really good. I got that album on vinyl. The good
Killer.
album. Yeah.
I'll listen to, I'll listen to hip hop. I'll listen to whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious about that Alice in Chains with Jerry because I would imagine like he's doing the vocals like when they do songs that Staley sang or whatever. Is he doing the same kind of vocal? Because he had his own style of vocals, the way he did those melodies, the way he
Yeah.
had some unique melodies. I can.
Well, with Brighton, he had this great singer singing with him, and
Oh, I see.
that singer. I don't know the name. Sorry, dude. I don't know your name. I don't remember your name.
Yeah.
Uh, and together they really sound like old Alice in Chains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's registered. But Jerry always was a singer. He always sang in Alice in Chains.
Okay. Yeah.
So that when they actually made the transition, from Staley and to have like Will Duvall come in,
hmm
you barely hear Will on the first record, like Black Gives Way to Blue.
Oh really? Okay.
Second record, the devil puts dinosaurs here. Now you hear a lot more of Will,
Huh.
and Rainier Fog. You hear a lot, like you can discern when it's Will singing on his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Jerry is the he's the motor of and he's a great songwriter. He's a great singer, and he knows how to
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah. Yeah.
get to me.
Glamour Punk's lyrics were always like socially motivated, right? It was about a lot because like punk is a lot about social issues and political stuff. And
Yeah.
was Glamour Punks did that or did because I know like and then you got Glam who's mostly about partying, having a good time, but you guys stuck with kind of sticking to more like kind of real life issues, right, with your music, like
Yes.
with
Yes.
songs like "Death in America," "Another Day in the Death of America."
That day the death of America, I think, would be like the most, like, not political, but the most, society state,
Yeah,
kind of song. Like we did, like we, we cannot, saying, "Oh, fuck you, America." Sucks.
yeah,
That,
yeah.
that would be journalism. Like we don't want,
Uh-huh.
but and then again in the verse we talk about situations that happen every single fucking day in America.
Yeah,
Situations that are, you know, intensely fucking bad, wrong, whatever.
yeah,
We go to the okay, well, you see, that's another day in America. That's what a
yeah,
day of America means in the
yeah,
on the field, on the street,
yeah.
someone's room. You know what I mean? Like
Like
that.
the shit that was happening back then is still relevant to the stuff that's happening
Yeah.
today. And
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Most of our song was about experience
Mhm.
we do, and that's definitely. And
Yeah.
one point we had to retaliate somehow with the copy bands that were fucking mushrooming everywhere.
Yeah.
And then we came up with "You Should Be,"
Mhm.
and then we came out with "Kill That Clown"
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because we were so like, like I said, we didn't like that much because
Mhm.
very bad copies.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys were very influential. I remember going to parties and hanging out with a lot of the bands, like, around the strip and partying with guys, and I'd see them working on songs in their house, like, all drunk, drinking and stuff, and, man, they're like, and they're like, "This is gotta be like Glamour Punks." It's gonna be like, "This sounds like oh, that sounds like what Glamour Punks would do," and I was like, "Yeah," I mean, and then the whole scene, because obviously after you guys, is all these bands came out with this, spiked out hair and, like, just the punk look in a way and the poppy kind of punk glam sound, you know? I feel like you guys started that.
Well, I thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling like I don't think we reinvented the wheel, really. Like
Yeah.
I think it just happened in a period of time where
You
that's
didn't
my
reinvent it, but you probably added something to it that it was missing, I think.
well that I'm talking from my point of view, my perspective. I mean, maybe
Mhm.
Mandy will say something else,
Yeah.
and it's okay. But from my point of view, from my perspective, I can just say that it was a time where the scene was dying, and what stroked me was it was a industry pleasing crowd. It was a industry, like bands were want to be industry pleasers, crowd
Yeah.
pleasers. That's what struck me the most.
Mhm.
Slutty and all that kind of stuff. And then we were, we didn't want to be that.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd be like, fuck that shit, man.
Mhm.
And that's why I think that's what makes us different. Because I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
tattoos all over. Like, who else does all
Uh-huh.
that?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like,
That's why I'm with my songwriting. I'm like, I'm writing these like just sort of just straight edge metal songs. I got some songs that are kind of folky sounding, and
yeah,
I'm not trying to reinvent it. I'm just writing. I want to just write a good song. I want to write a song that I like to listen to, and
as far as playing you're right. And as far as playing goes, like again, it was because it was such it was just team effort.
mhm,
You know, again, it's physically speaking,
mhm,
most of our songs are in A.
yeah,
Our songs, most of our stuff starts in A, like where most of the song starts in E,
oh
and
yeah, yeah.
rock, punk or whatever. But a lot of our songs starts in A.
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
It's wild. So I mean, it's not rocket science to play an A. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
A
to
major, A minor, probably A major mostly. A minor.
but
Yeah.
like most of the song starts in A. So,
Yeah.
but it fitted like I said, it was a organic thing. Like we didn't, it came out and
Yeah. Which is kind of cool because A for anarchy, like, just
well,
worked out that way, right?
well,
But how
yeah,
about did you guys ever struggle? Like as far as like, like when your band started out in Hollywood, they're like living off on the streets sometimes, or living off girls, or eating macaroni and cheese. Did you guys have those moments where you
well,
struggled really hard, or maybe even felt like, wow, I can't get out of this,
well, that's why the song Roach Motel came about because
Yeah.
living in the same apartment.
We all had roaches in, like they were like our roommates.
We were living, the four of us
Mm.
started,
Oh shoot.
these moments
Hmm.
where, we knew we had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Struggle, maybe more in our minds.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, because we're talking about, we had a little bit of a technical glitch there for everyone, but as we were talking about, was you guys struggling in Hollywood, but you said it was more like a struggle in the mind as far as like,
Yeah, it was more a struggle in the mind because we knew we were going to be happy with this. We knew
yeah,
we were gonna make a difference. That we knew. We were set up on
mm,
being who we want to be.
yeah,
Struggle was more in the mind. Yes, uh, we had women help us out,
yeah,
support, and
hmm,
yeah,
yeah.
like everyone else did.
I always tell people it's Hollywood 101. You got to get there and get some women to help you a little bit here and there, and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you can network,
The
That's-
one thing that I think became very, like, I think I don't know, I think it was good for the band is to have like there was a circle of women that didn't take our shit,
yeah,
like put us back to our place, and we needed
hmm,
that. Honestly,
yeah,
at some point we had such fantastic people,
hmm,
like the closest friends, the girls who would, like, some women who had some of the guys live with them at one point, like not in the beginning, like when we
yeah,
became
yeah,
more successful, you know like I remember Dizzy and Mandy had a stable place to stay, and
yeah,
wonderful people were just there for being there, and but
yeah,
I think one of the things it's like when the people you remember, the people you remember is the people you respected the most. And
yeah,
I don't want to name, like I said, I don't want to name any names, but they know who they are, they know what they did, and they were there at a time where all of us needed some sort of balance, support,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I bet some of those people are still part of your lives today, right? I would imagine some of those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been in touch with a couple of them actually,
Hmm.
and it's fantastic to know that even all this time has passed, but there's still this connection. And
Yeah.
that's the same with all the people I've reconnected with. I have like now I have a Mickey Lord page,
Yep.
so I accept all the friendships invitation, and I try to
Hmm.
reach out to everyone that writes me, and those who I was acquainted with at the time. When we talk, the connection is instant.
Yeah. It's
Like
like,
no time has passed, and it's just fucking awesome. Like,
uh,
yeah,
yeah, that's amazing. That's what I love about social media. I mean, the fact that we can just reconnect with everyone from then, and it's like it's a magical thing. It's like,
even me and you, when
yeah, that's what I said. Like I just said, hey, I'd like to have you guys on the show. I didn't know you were the one
we
running the
know,
page or whatever. And
that's what's cool. Also, like when we meet, when I talk to people,
uh-huh.
we talk very few about the Glamour Punk stuff, but we talk about, like, where are you at now? What do you do?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Are you parenting? Are you, what kind of music? What do you do? Like, how's your career? What else do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Who the fuck do you really are? Like that, all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Me
And
too. Like,
connection is fucking. It,
hmm,
it was really cool, when you told me like you were.
an alcohol and drug counselor, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had to live through I had to, I always tell people, in a nutshell, I got addicted to drugs and alcohol,
yeah,
became homeless, cleaned myself up, and now I'm helping those that were in the same spot, that I was in back then, and
Wow.
yeah, but it's crazy now, with the fentanyl and the meth, and it's just getting crazy out there. And people are dying left and right, but
I think
you know,
it always was. It's just now different stuff.
yeah, now it's just different
Yeah,
stuff, and
different
they're not fucking around no more.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
And there's a time for everything. I mean, there's
Hmm.
for experiencing. There's a time for
Yeah.
go all the way. There's a time to fucking hit the fucking bottom, the barrel, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
There's there's time to be thinking about ending it, and there's a time to not to think about ending it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Light at the end of the tunnel. There's help. There's something.
There's something out there. Yeah.
So,
And I
and
can.
the music is a strong vehicle to help people get
Hmm.
through
Yeah.
life. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
uh,
one thing that I talk about a lot with my clients is I try to infuse music into it because it's like it saved my life. I mean, if I didn't have my guitar, even now,
right.
like if I wasn't back into playing music, I would probably be back to drinking and doing
Yeah,
drugs
you're right.
because I'm
Right. I
I mean I'm writing the best stuff I've ever written sober. Back then, when you're drunk and high, you're thinking you're writing the best stuff, but I'm now it just feels good. I'm to actually be able to do it sober, and I'm coming up with these like riffs and melodies that are just beyond anything I've ever imagined coming up with, and it's just now I can put my music out without a record label. I could go Spotify, iTunes. How do you feel about that? Are you how do you feel about the whole streaming thing and the fact that you can do that now? Have you thought about putting some of your own music out as far as using the
like
iTunes? And
it'll
I
make
know
you.
Glamour Punk's on iTunes now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna stay like as far as Spotify goes.
Hmm.
Well, I'll stick with what the Glamour Punks can do, like
Yeah.
um, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
This is about the Glamour Punks. It's about the show. So I'll keep that in perspective,
Yeah.
um, but I do think it killed the industry.
Yeah, it did, especially when
And
the bands are getting ripped off, basically, and
so the reason why there's no industry anymore is because the record companies didn't react when the first sharing platforms came out.
yep.
Record companies never thought they would be outdated,
Mhm.
outshined, or outcashed
Yeah.
by the streaming, power, and that's why
Mhm.
no more.
Just think about, like, $10 a month, you can have every album, a new
Yeah,
release, and everything all you
we'll
want.
never. Yeah, and many artists will tell you we'll never see another Beatles again. We'll never see another Nirvana again. We'll never see
Yeah.
Ozzy.
Mhm.
We'll never see that. They
Yeah.
will exist. They will exist.
Mhm.
They'll be, you know, I mean, a few bands get their fucking
Yeah.
card out of the, like I'm thinking about the Italian rock band Manoskin.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Guys are fucking, that's example. Billie Eilish, like
yeah.
that's exception.
Yeah, there's bands that are like Ghost or Baby
And,
Metal that are, like, touring, and they have, like, huge, like, Rammstein, they touring arenas, selling out arenas, but you don't really hear them on the radio or nothing, and, you know
but we're just talking about rock or metal or
Yeah,
very
yeah,
specific artists, but there's tons of genre that they still like make a living out of what they do. Other styles,
yep, yeah, very true.
funk, R&B, hip hop. Like
Yep,
there's tons of stuff.
yeah, yeah. It's still huge.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Well, Mickey, it's been a great having you on. Anything else you want to tell the Glamour Punks fans out there for this show coming up on what is it, June 1st?
It's June 1st. Viper Room, Hollywood, California. Show up early if you want to see us. We're on at
Oh,
9.
between 7 and 7:30
Oh,
p.m.
yeah. And thank you.
Are you doing a meet and greets or anything? Are you guys doing anything? You guys have anything like that set up?
Well, I've been told I've never played there. The Viper Room is such a small, like it's not a small venue, but it's
Yeah,
it's very intimate.
yeah. I
So
played there once before it was a Viper Room. It's called the Continental or something like that, and it
yeah,
was decent size. It's got two different rooms, but
I can tell you that we will be talking with people before 9 o'clock,
yeah,
and we'll be talking with people after our set is done. Like
yeah. Out
we'll
and about, hanging out.
gonna be in Greece, but we're gonna be talking to people all night.
Hmm.
Us playing on the stage.
Yeah,
A lot of
in
people meet. There's a lot of people I haven't seen in, like I said,
years.
most of them I haven't seen in 35 years, so
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have a lot of people to talk to, and it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I
It's
bet
going to
you're gonna be signing stuff, I bet,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'm thinking not to overthink it,
Yeah.
because it's more like like people, like I said, like a high school reunion. Maybe there'll be some fans, like fans who really want
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Most of them are old friends that are fans, but friends of the band, and I think it's going to be more of that.
Yeah.
But
I would imagine it's probably gonna be people flying in to see you guys from
oh
different
yeah,
places. Yeah.
I there's people coming from Canada. There's
Yeah.
people coming from, I heard,
Maybe even the UK,
from
Japan.
the West, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, we will mention, because there's someone very special to me that's flying from Canada to come
Oh,
see.
nice.
So it'll be a surprise on that evening.
That'd be
And
great. Yeah.
yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked
Yeah.
with everything that's going on. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the fans and the friends that have been listening to our music, that have been buying the CDs. Not that we made money out of it, but they've been listening to the Glamour Punks
Listening to, yeah.
5 years.
And
And
being impacted by it, and making an impact on their lives with it.
and we have fans now that are younger, and
Mhm.
they wish they could cut. Like, I get all these comments, these texts. Like, I get a lot of, like, positive comeback, and I'm just so thrilled that we're able to it'd be a celebration of our music surviving all these years.
Yeah. And you're a cool ass dude, man. Shit. Look, yeah.
Eric, you're doing such a fantastic job at what you do.
Thank you, brother.
People have to understand the work that's involved when you do the research before the editing,
Mhm.
the time, just
Yeah.
in yourself, asking the question. It's not given to anybody to be an interviewer. Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
There's bad interviewers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
right, yeah. And I was looking like, well, I'm probably not be the greatest interviewer, but I just want to have a conversation and see where it leads. And yeah, and
that's how it felt with you. So, Eric, I want to
thank
thank you
you.
so much for giving me the opportunity to be on your platform.
Hell yeah. We're
If
gonna do it again. Anytime you got something you want to promote, or even just come on just to we can talk music or whatever. Let's do it. So,
I rarely do this.
I know, right? I'm like, woo.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank,
you. And all right,
thank
everybody.
all
I want
right.
to thank you again, and get out there, see the Glamour Punks on June 1st at the Viper Room in Hollywood. Fly from wherever you're coming from, even from Mars or whatever, man. Just fucking get there, and get there at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Horns up and peace out.